I'm Nolan Washington. I was raised in Seattle, Washington. My father is in King County Corrections. My grandfather was a Seattle police detective. My grandfather and I saw my dad were heavily invested in the community. My dad coached us all. Some of my friends still call him Coach Dad. So they were able to see my dad as well as somebody that, is in the profession and doing it for the right reasons. I went to Kennedy High School. I went there, and after my first semester, my mom came to me and she's like, "Listen, you have to figure out if they can give you some type of help, financial aid-wise, because my parents, they both worked hard, but they had myself, my sister, my brother." And I remember I went into my coach's office, and I'm like, "Hey, my mom just said this may be my last year here. This is just too much for them burden-wise." And I was kind of like, "Is there anything I can do?" And it was myself and my friend, so we need you here. Let's figure out something. And that's kind of what started the summer work crew. So we were kind of janitors. And so majority of what we made went towards our tuition. Like I was a quarterback, and we played varsity and popular in the school, but then realized we were cleaning bathrooms, cleaning classrooms. Nobody really knew that. We didn't talk about that. I wanted to show my mom, hey, I'm gonna get good grades here because we're paying, and obviously it's coming out of my pocket now because I'm a janitor here. So that really helped kind of shape, mold our lifestyle, and that's really why I made it to college, was just because of that work ethic. I got recruited, had about 8 or 9 offers, so I kind of got to choose where I wanted to go, and I chose Great Pullman America, I call it, the greatest place on earth, like our Disneyland up here. Then I went there, played all 4 years, started a lot of games, had a lot of great memories, and met a lot of great people that I still talk to till this day. And I ended up getting hurt, dealt with the whole injury deal, and so my professional dreams really kind of got shut down after that, which is fine. I was kind of ready. I was ready to be done with it after going through the injuries and just the wear and tear of football. I got my degree in criminal justice because I always knew in the back of my head that I could be a cop because my grandfather was that and my dad. So, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I was kind of like, nah, I'm good. And I was at a crossroads where I could have chose trying to coach football, or I could go into the police force. And it was when the state patrol was at a point where they needed a lot of officers. And my grandfather, and he immediately, his first thing he said was join the State Patrol. Their hiring process was real quick. And they were like, "We want you, and we want to show it." And so that feeling of that really just made me feel good. And so I chose the State Patrol and went to the academy. And there was moments in the academy where you feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna pass this, whether it was driving, shoot, whatever. And you think back to those, and now you're here, and then you go through the grueling process, and it's just kind of like I made it. It's like a relief sign of man, I made it through that. The tradition, the pride, and then I remember my name getting called. I actually remember shaking hands with the governor. He pulled me in and he said, "Bring more of you, go get more." My main passion was to help mend the relationship between community and policing, and also hold the door for just anybody who's underrepresented within the profession. The perception that, your community won't like you, you'll be a traitor, and just different things like that. The love I got, the reassurance of why you're there, and it was the total opposite of what people told me. So you just start to see the impact, and it just kind of makes the reason for joining, it just kind of brings it all back full circle that, wow, I'm really out here doing the stuff that my grandpa said, more so than just talking about it. The biggest thing about our job that separates us is our freedom. We get a take-home car. You get to sign service from your driveway, and you get to go out and serve the entire state. And there's no jurisdiction. So if I want to stop a car, if I want to contact somebody wherever, I can. I think one of the biggest things for me was when I told them in my interview, I was like, "Hey, I'm a coach. I need to be in the community. How does that work?" And they told me, they were like, "Oh, we support that. We'll do whatever we can. Whatever you got community-wise, we're going to support." And they have followed through with that all the way up till now. But I remember going to practice, my first practice, I showed up in the patrol car, and I remember the kids, first of all, the looks, right, the double stares, and they were kind of like, "Who is, is somebody in trouble?" And then I hop out, this kid, we were doing drills, and he was like, I'm gonna be real with you, man, I never thought we could be cops. I never thought we could be you, we could be doing that.
We got the ball! No, we got the ball!
All right, I'll be right back with you, okay? You know, if we can come together, we can do a lot of good things together. So that was the reason why I wanted to join. So with coaching, it also provided a lot of opportunities to be able to speak at schools, being able to interact with those kids and just give them a different feel on law enforcement, give them a positive image of it has really been something that I really enjoy doing, and I'm glad I have the freedom again to be able to do that. This isn't work for me. To be able to challenge people, to accept this challenge and say, I was supposed to be doing this based off my history, my past, but now I'm doing this. And I've changed the narrative of who I was supposed to be and where I was supposed to be. And now I'm here, and now I'm inspiring the next generation to do that as well. No, it's not gonna be easy. Yes, it's gonna be hard. Yes, it's gonna be stressful, but it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna be able to leave a legacy on whether or not it's you actually making the change or you inspiring somebody else to listen to what you said and be that change that they wanna see.